Hello, everybody, and welcome to Name in Progress episode. Oh shit! Hold on, I gotta mute fucking Dat. Jesus Christ. Episode 14 of Name in Progress. Oh, am I still muted? You're muted.
Is it 13 or is it 14?
It's 14.
Okay.
Because it says 13 at the top, so I'm assuming that was for last week.
No, that was from this week. That's from this week.
Oh.
So it is 13.
Episode 13. Lucky 13.
Now that we've got that, thanks guys for joining us.
Yeah. So, as regular, it's me and Lanyard and Dadakar, and you can, welcome to the show. Yeah, so, I'm literally just going off right now, sorry. So, we want to thank viewers like you for coming along and watching and leaving comments. That's very appreciated, and hitting like on the video on YouTube. And definitely leave your comments, because we like to respond to them and have interaction when we can with you guys.
Did you say an erection?
An erection.
Interaction. I might have.
Well, it depends on who's responding.
We like to have a dialogue. There we go. I'll just say a word that doesn't sound like...
an erection with you guys.
Hey, you know, whatever floats your boat there, Dad. What was I? So thank you for people who come and watch the stream, people who leave the comments and all that stuff. It's appreciated. There we go.
I'm getting attacked from behind. Let me mute my mic.
Yeah. Okay. So you can click on our pictures, or you can click on our below is our Twitter names. It's Dadakar, Lanyard, something weird, and I always forget your Twitter name. It's like,
Lanyard73.
73.
Lanyard73. At Dadakar, at Lanyard73, at White Sword. Yeah, I haven't been on Twitter in a while though, so.
Yeah.
So I tweet regularly, but
I mostly stalk.
Dadakar went offline.
So let's put some housekeeping stuff. Not much this weekend. I know we were talking about this earlier, but we submitted the show to a group of people to be part of their network.
Some of the bigger podcasters.
Some people, their podcasts, they're good. I like them. I use their forums and stuff like that, and I use their other stuff. And most of us listen to some of their shows before we ever thought about podcasting. Exactly. Now, I don't have a problem with the feedback they got with us, but I guess one of the biggest things, it really just seemed like, we like your show, we like everything about it, you guys are great, you have like a couple things here and there. Other than that, no thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess that was my biggest thing. So I just sounds like, okay, whatever. You can't convince somebody to. I mean, if it becomes a thing, it's like, well, it's not fair. We want to join. You're not. So I was just like, whatever. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the only thing we can do, really.
I listen to them, but it was still just. It was a weird kind of feedback. It was like, we love it and we like all this, and this, but you're not good enough.
Well, I told you guys that I meant no disrespect to you about it, but. The first response seemed seemed really like, well, fuck you, but thanks for trying. And I don't ever feel that we ever at any point tried to impress anybody, but hopefully gained fans. And it upset me because they had changed formats on their shows so many times it felt muddled. And like the one group they almost all did WoW shows at the beginning before they formed their organization.
Yeah, they were off WoWradio.com.
Yeah, and that was hosted by Total Biscuit, who went a completely different direction, if I remember correctly. And he still does tons of videos, but he just didn't get along with the other people in the group.
Well, I don't know about all that. And I agree. Over time, your show is going to change.
Yeah,
but it's kind of a weird. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird. I think when you're, and I'm not here to criticize any of the shows or anything like that, but when you kind of still have the same taglines and say the same things from when you were a WoW show, it's kind of weird because it doesn't make sense. Like, oh, we're blah blah blah, and we're doing this. It's like, yeah, but you guys don't talk about anything like that, and your show doesn't make sense name-wise. It would be like if we changed Sith Talk to talk about World of Tanks.
Tank Talk. Tank Talk. That's our next one. Tank Talk.
I don't think I play enough World of Tanks to do that, but
Yeah, so it's kind
anything's possible.
Maybe you should change your name a little, but whatever. I'm not. I know that they said they were still going to check on us and see how we're doing, and maybe we could reapply. And it was, it's just a thing to try and to see if we could get out there.
Yeah.
And I'm not. I just felt I needed to say something, and I know we were talking about it this weekend or just a minute ago.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Yep.
I just wanted to put my
2 cents.
Out there in the open, and if they do watch, which I don't think they will, I think it was like, okay, we're done. Why go back and watch it if you've already told them no?
Oh, maybe we get better. Maybe we develop skill. Maybe our cameras aren't all janky because we use Google Hangouts or.
Well, that was just it.
Something
That was something we mentioned. It was like they do audio casts, so
and that's
why would they worry about our crappy videos? Yeah,
I submitted our show as a podcast, and as the audio was more just something we did that we liked doing, and it was more like, this is our podcast. We're not saying this is our video podcast. This is our podcast. Oh, yes, I do submit the videos on the forums because it's kind of weird to just stick a link to a show when you can just, I figure if we stick the video in there, I think it's more interesting. I like the video. That's why we did it for Sith Talk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, whatever. That I just wanted to get that up.
No worries. I'm sure that our actual fans, the 3,500 that we have between the two shows will more than appreciate the fact that someone else just dropped a goose on our chest.
Yeah, it's okay. So, anyways, let's do what we did this weekend. What'd you do this weekend, Dat?
Well, I did a lot of live streaming.
Lanyard, what did you do this weekend? Oh, sorry.
No, I did a lot of live streaming. I did. Let me guess. One day off.
You played Battlefield 3.
I did last night. Last night was the Friday Night Fail. And the Friday Night Fail is starting to be a name that I may have to change because the drunker I get, dude, the better I play.
Yeah, but you remember in WoW, you'd get fucking wasted, and you would be playing. We would be doing.
It's my personal nirvana. If my liver could keep up with it, I would be an alcoholic and play video games for a living.
Some people do it and get away with it.
This is true. But I've been leveling with a wife. We actually were leveling on McKeb today. I've actually had a lot of fun, God help me, on World of Warcraft. I don't know if I can afford to continue my account, or buy the expansion. But a couple of obvious notations I have to make to that are: one, holy fuck, is it too easy? Two, could they have shortened up the instances any more than they already have?
But the instances are all still the same.
Yes and no. They're the same as of like Cataclysm. When I wasn't really in the mood to level a character, beyond the ones that I had moved to 85.
Yeah.
But it's to the point now where they're so small.
You walk in, you kill the boss, you get out.
It's pretty close.
Yeah, and I felt that way all the way up until I hit BC, and I'm like, God damn, these are so long and boring.
Well,
and BC has, I don't know. I think BC is pretty short.
The stuff in BC was awesome, was really good, but when you go from the format of, oh look, it takes 10 minutes or less to run through this entire instance, you almost never stop, you never have a mana issue, you never have a healing issue. I rolled Shaman healer, and I think I'm 36 or 37 now.
Oh, are you? Okay, I stopped at 25. I didn't know where you were at.
Well, I hadn't talked to Lanyard in a week, so I didn't know where he was on his character, or if he was still playing.
22? 22, 27.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, and I'll agree with you on one thing, too, Dat, is the way they do the heirlooms now, because you can upgrade your heirlooms to a higher thing. So the thing that would suck is if you're a new player and you're coming in and you don't have any heirlooms, you're screwed.
Yeah.
If you're tanking or healing, you're just going to get yelled at for not keeping up. Everybody's dying because everybody's got these new heirlooms and they're upgraded and they're running through, and it's why can't you heal me? It's like, well, I'm still wearing some whites and grays while you're wearing those gold looking things. I don't know where to get those.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so stupid. How do you just join the game? And I've come across that when I level up healers. I get tanks that aren't all the way tanked out in grays, and it's like, oh, okay, I actually got to do a little extra work.
Mm-hmm. Well, the other problem I'm having, of course, and luckily I do have so many heirlooms, but the items that I don't have for heirlooms are getting upgraded so infrequently. It's almost a godsend that I have those heirlooms, because if I didn't, I don't even know what I'd do.
Yeah.
And when you're running the dungeons, they're not at all hard. I mean, it's a candy walk. I got Earth Shield and Riptide, and I Earth Shield, I Riptide, and then I sit there casting Chain Lightning, and that's my whole run.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not a complaint, I guess. It's just for me, you know, we grew up in a slightly harder version of WoW. I won't say that Burning Crusade was the hardest because everyone agrees that vanilla was still the king of it.
The premier.
Lanyard, what did you do? Because you completely fucked up my chroma.
I looked at it too. Mine it just disappeared. I think the sun came out.
It fixed itself.
Yeah.
Okay. But you know, it's not that I have a problem with it. I'm glad it's a little easier going back to the game and leveling a character. It's enjoyable to be able to run these instances, with the exception of the fact that I'm leveling up so quickly that I don't even know where to quest at. Like, I went to Dustwallow Marsh. If I run 3 more dungeons, I'm done with Dustwallow. I don't even have to go there.
That's what I find.
It's gotten to the point where you've got levels that are so far up now. What are they? 95. So so what they've gotten it to where they've made the low level stuff so that you level so quickly that you can play with your friends who are already at 95 because they started a week ahead of you. So I think that's why the 1 through probably 70 is really, really super fast now. But, you know...
But would you say that's a bad thing in the sense that if you're playing with your friends and really, you know, people always say, like, Lander, like, the end game is the raiding. So getting to that point to be able to play with your friends, is it not good that they made it a little faster so you can get to where you need to be so you can play with your friends?
Well...
Like, if I got my friend to play, I'd be like, well, all my characters are level 90, so why don't you go do those? So now he can do his rested thing and boom, 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 and go through so quickly. I think it sucks for the game because there are some beautiful zones that you miss out on. Well,
they've said in past expansions that each time they release a new expansion, they scale the XP so that you're needing less and less to reach the top end in the overall. So, they up the XP given by the mob so that you can get to the end a little bit faster. And that's one of the things that they told us back in Wrath of the Lich King, was that, yes, we do scale XP so that people can reach top end faster. And as far as the idea of, you know, reaching your friend's level, yeah, it's always important. There's nothing that sucks worse, and I know this from personal experience, getting into a server like when I went over and joined my brother's server for a little while. When I went there, it sucked because I was below his level. I wasn't able to raid with him, and if he tried to come and help me in dungeons or in fights, it basically sucked all the XP off of my experience, and I didn't get to level as quick. Right. So yeah, it's nice that you can level a little bit faster.
Well, let me ask you this: if they gave you the option, they said, okay, for $20, you can buy. You can not level 90 is the max right now. You could buy for $20. You could buy a level 85 character.
It'd have to be more than 20.
Would you pay throw $20 down?
It would have to be more than 20 for them to do it. But yeah, I mean that's what I was thinking in my mind too. Was if you get the expansion, then you say, okay, well I want to play with my friends. But if you get your friends to play, you give them all these damn levels anyway. So I mean.
Well, now, I know you guys haven't played on the PTR, so this is actually, it's not implemented in the sense that you pay, but you literally have a drop-down menu where you choose what you want. It instantly creates a level 85 or 90, whatever it is. So the tech is already in the game.
Right.
It's used on the PTR, so you don't have to go to the website and import a new character and wait for it to be imported. You can instantly make it.
The reason why I'd say it'd have to be more than that, I'm thinking like 3 figures, like $100 or more, because if you did it $20, everybody would do it.
Everybody.
That's true.
And
but you only allow 50 characters.
Friend or not, you would, but then you have 50 level 95s, you're bored instantly. Yeah. So I think
my
it'd
problem,
have to be pretty spendy.
My problem with how fast I'm leveling, and I guess I could take the heirlooms off and it would quickly stunt my growth. My problem with it is that some of the adventure or some of the excitement was meeting the new friends. Like, I understand having the friend in the game. You and I play. Lanyard has played. I've seen some of my old raid buddies occasionally log in. That's not a problem. My issue is more that you don't really, if you're new to the game, learning about the history or learning about the game or learning about the areas is part of the experience. And being able to level so quickly is, and I know I'm from the game, so I already know most of the shit, but it'd be nice to see people out questing. And even with all the servers being basically in the same world, you still there's vacancies, man.
Yeah.
You might see 10, 15 people at any given time. But
because everybody just sits in towns and queues. And you're right about the thing, because you remember I chased Krances around like 2 or 3 zones before I finally got him to join our guild.
Yeah.
Bothering him because I always ended up running into him because we'd always be in the same zone, end up questing together.
Right.
Yeah.
But other than that, I've been looking at some possible new games. I haven't made any decisions because some of them are of reasonable price and other ones not so much. I know what was it? I saw, I guess, Trauma Surgeon just went on sale on Steam. Apparently, it was a web. It's the web-based game where apparently your character is damn near retarded.
Yeah, I watched some videos of that. It kind of looks like that cute quaff where you have to run with the keys and each leg is a key.
Well, TB did a video for it when it was just a browser-based game, but now it's apparently gotten further along. Yeah. And I'm debating on it, but it just it's like I can't pick up my toes. That and for such a terribly thought of game, it's really, really interestingly detailed.
Yeah.
So you can just
some of those games are stupid, but are just funny.
Yeah.
There was a game on Xbox Live that I loved playing. It was the stupidest. It was literally a woman giving birth, and she would shoot the baby out of her vagina, and the object of the game was to knock down how many things you could through the hospital as the baby's flipping through the air. And it was fun to play.
Oh my fucking god. That's disgusting.
Yeah, that's indie games. That's
it's like the human pitching machine, only the
you're just like, version. What the fuck?
All right, Lanyard, let's get Kevin off that topic. How was your week, buddy?
I worked on my TCG a little bit at the beginning of the weekend, and that I'm currently in the process of developing, and then I did 3 episodes of Mass Effect 3 with Suiza.
Yeah, I saw you were on Mass Effect, so how's that going for you, bro?
I love it. I really do. I mean, the game part, I'm like, just get this over with, pew, 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 get this over with, pew, 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 because I really suck at shooters. But I'm getting a little better, but the problem is like I've said before, the game part is so far in between that I tend to forget what to push and how to kill stuff. But I've had a couple of episodes where I've been on and I've had people log in and actually watch the stream and help me out. Oh, why aren't you doing this? What is that? Oh, click on this and that and this and the other thing, and then I was like, oh well, fuck! If I had known about that, he's like, oh, cool. I'm glad I could help you out. So I'm learning the game as I'm almost all the way through it now. It wasn't until probably well into the game that I figured out that I was actually picking up missions, and I didn't even realize I was, because I would listen to conversations, and then this little thing would pop up in the corner down there that would say something like, I don't know, such and such artifact. I'm like, okay, cool. So I learned about the artifact. That's what I thought I was learning, was just learning lore. No, and I'm picking up missions. I'm supposed to go out and find those damn things for these people. Oh, I didn't know, because I opened my mission journal. And I'm like, where did I get all these? I mean, I've got tons of these things, and it wasn't until I realized that I was picking up missions. So now I'm going back and cleaning all that up. Going to the different areas on the galaxy map, I didn't understand scanning. I'm sorry, I'm stupid, I didn't understand scanning. I'm like flying around hitting the scan, nothing's showing up except for a bunch of fucking Reapers. So, okay, I'm screwed. I didn't figure that out for a while. I only figured that out, actually, believe it or not, really well last night. And so I was going back to all the areas that I had scanned before. And then, of course, now I've made it a challenge. So now every time I go to these places, because I scanned so much before, they're full of Reapers. Mm-hmm. So now I have to, like, haul ass to a planet, hit scan. If it lights up, cool. I book out of the system, come back into the system, straight over to the planet, get into the planet, get off the planet, scan. Okay, there's another place, zip out of it, try to get away. But, then I found out that even if I die, so what? I hit resume and I just go right back. It's not a big deal. It's like all I gotta do is, basically all I have to do is everything that I did from the last save point. Which on those scans is let's say there's 3 things to scan. If I get the first 2 and then I get attacked by Reapers and die, well, I gotta go back to those first 2 and do them again after I resume. But at least now I know right where they're at and I can just go straight there. And so it's actually working out okay. And then of course I'm picking up artifacts that apparently and then I go back to the Citadel, and I hate the Citadel. I can't stand running around on the Citadel. It's a pain in the ass. So I go and I have to, now I have to find these people that I picked up these artifacts for, that I hadn't had a mission for. Because you can get the mission one of 2 ways. You can find the artifact, and then bring it to the person, or you can listen to the conversation, pick up that way, and then go find the artifact. And I really don't. I can't stand the Citadel. I run around. I can't find anybody. I hate it. But and then the other thing I can't stand is some of the game action. Like you can run, and if you hit space, or if you run against like a wall or a thing, you go to a duck, or you back up against the wall. Cover. Makes sense. I like that. However, if I'm not trying to, it does it anyway. So I'm like constantly doing, tumbles and rolls and slapping against walls or climbing over shit. I'm like, stop it! But then when I want to get over something, she'll stand up. I'm like, go over the fucking thing, It's like, and I'm like, God. So that shit drives me crazy. I don't know what I set my character up as, but basically she's a DPS, stand off and fire. Not
engineer.
Well, like a sniper-ish type thing, I guess. So I get all the weapons. I don't like shotguns because they have to be right on in my face for me to. Yeah. And I'm, because you can't zoom out, and you only can see basically what's in front of you. Anything that gets near me, I've lost them. I don't know where they're at now. It's like, you're going to spin around, and they're constantly behind you, and they're slaughtering you, so I don't let anything get too close to me. So shotguns, don't need them. Throw them away. Well, I pick them up and collect, but I don't use them.
Yeah.
So I'm all about the assault rifles and snipers. Sniper rifles. Assault rifles and sniper rifles. In fact, I don't even carry a pistol if I can get away with it. But I've been picking up some really cool guns. There's one gun I picked up. I think it was a Gesh. I think it's a Gesh gun. It might be Gesh or the big faced frog face looking guys. But it starts out. It starts out. And it gets really fast the longer you hold it, and it just tears shit up. The only problem is once it's done, you discard it and you have to find another one because there's no bullets to load it. But I've been finding some really cool stuff. So I have been having fun. I've gotten past the shower scene, so those that have played the MA3 know what I'm talking about there. I'm playing a female tune, so I got the shower scene with the what's her face, singer or spinner or whatever her name is. Huh? Boobies? No, there was no boobies. She was in bra and panties in the shower.
In the shower?
And I'm wearing a full dress.
Who showers with their clothes on?
I know, right? Apparently in the future you do.
Trash.
Yeah.
Apparently in the future
in the future they don't have showers. They have sonic showers. You just step in.
Not there. I got showers and I got a fish tank, and I found out I can buy fish. I kept seeing like fish for sale, koi and shit like that at these little kiosks. I'm like, what the fuck do I need? And model ships and stuff like that. I'm like, what am I buying? Why would I want this crap? Well, I found a model ship. It was just like one of those things you pick up. Yeah. And I found out it's actually going in my quarters, my crew quarters, or in my captain's quarters, right? And it goes in the little display. I was like, oh, no fucking way! So now I went and bought them all and put them in there. Lots of fish.
When you go in, I mean, it was the way in Mass Effect 2, but I presume it's the same in Mass Effect 3. If you go in there, you can click on the tank and you feed the fishies.
Yeah, I
got
that.
You can play with the radios and look at the holo terminals and everything.
I turn on the radio in the room. It's one song. I turn it off. I turn it back on. One song. I'm like, I want a different song. I want the song that's in Purgatory Bay, which is the dance club there on the Citadel, and it is. I'm going to see if I can't find it on iTunes because it's like you'd like it, Dad. It's very dance. Dubstepy. It has electro. It's like it's really cool. It's like every time I go in there, I'm like, this is cool. Anyway, No, I'm having fun.
I think Lander, I think you would like the Walking Dead game from Telltale, because I know how you were saying you like a game where you can just do the story like it's a movie.
Yeah.
That's basically what that game is.
The one that you were playing?
Just answering the questions as you're going.
The one you were playing? Oh no, I don't want text-based games. I want some action.
No, it's not a text-based game. It's all you have like 30 seconds to choose your answer.
Oh, I hate that shit. And I don't like the fact. The one thing I don't like about Mass Effect is, oh fuck, I fucked that answer up. Shit, because you can't fix it.
Yeah, you can't do that in this game. Like, once you chose the answer, the story starts to change around your answer.
Yeah, so like, okay, so I'm on the world of the Geth, okay? Now, I know you haven't played Mass Effect 3, Dat, but
nope, sadly.
I'm going to, you should. It's actually really fun. If you liked 1 and 2, which you told me you did, you should play 3. Anyway, so I've got to go against the Reapers. The Reapers just out of control. They're tearing up. Now my job is to go collect resources from different worlds and different cultures and different races to attack. Make an army to take out the Reapers. And I'm going and I'm running into all these people that I've never. I've only played 3, so a lot of the history that I'm running into, I don't know anything about. So I've got like. I've got the Gorgon on my side. I think it's called Gorgon.
Mm-hmm.
I've got the blue chicks. I just finally got them on my side because their planet's being torn apart. And all of a sudden now they want to play.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, I was like, we kind of fucked up. Can you come help us? Yeah. Anyway, so I got them. I got the arachnoids, or whatever. They're on our side.
That sounds like spider people, and I don't like them.
Yeah, they're big bug people. I got them on my side. I got of course, the crab-faced people. They were the first people that I got on the side. And then those big bug-eyed, skinny people that have the really tall heads and little horn things. They talk funny. Anyway, I can't remember what they're called. Turian or Turian sounds right. Got them. So I got a whole bunch of groups, and they're like, well, I can't believe you're getting all these people together. And so I had to go get, I had to save, okay, there's these people. I just got the people that's got this chick with a purple mask. It's like, it's foggy inside their mask, and they talk kind of almost Eastern Indian style. I forgot her name. It's like Tiara or a Tilara or something like that. Anyways, I had to go save them because the Gesh, which are the robot fuckers, were attacking their planet, right?
Right.
And then you come to find out that the Gesh were actually under control of the Reapers. That's why they're, and then you break the connection from the Reapers, right? Yay, you win, woohoo, right? Well, then you have the decision. The one Gesh that you're talking to that's been helping you out goes, I can upload this data to our Gesh, and we can become free of the makers and all this other stuff, and you're like, wait a minute, you want to upload Reaper technology? And he's like, yeah, but we'll be free. We'll be our own people. We'll be human. We'll be alive. And of course, Tilara's like, are you kidding me? You're not going to do that crap. They're killing our people. And of course, I want the Gesh on my side, but I also don't want to lose Tilara. So I was like, no, don't do it. You can't do it. So then, of course, the Gesh guy turns around and makes a better convincing argument that it's a good idea. We've got massive ships. We can help you build this big bomb that you're trying to make. I'm like, all right, fuck it. Upload it, right? Oh, that was a bad idea. That was a bad idea.
It was a bad decision.
It was a bad idea. I was like, no! Oh, no! I was like, shit! And, so my companion that I had, apparently from either 3 or 2, or 2 or 1 or whatever, she freaks out and, just falls over a cliff, and I can't catch her, and she dies, and then the Gesh, he's not able to get the thing uploaded in time to the Gesh, and the Gesh rip apart just destroy the entire race. And then I'm like, oops. So
you lost 2.
Yeah, it's like, oops. And then but I got the Gesh, which have a pretty strong military. So I was like, so yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. But I tell you what, I'm going to go through and play it again. Now that I know all the ins and outs. and of course, make different decisions, see how the story goes. It's going to be fun. Of course, I have a male character, Lanyard, of course, and I'm looking forward to it. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, and that's all I did this week.
Sounds like you had a blast.
I did.
I didn't do much this week. I've been dealing with some medical stuff. I've been playing a lot of SimCity. I don't know what it is about the game. My coworker, I guess what it is I paid $60 fucking for it.
You're still trying to get the $60 out of it.
That's what it comes down to is I paid for the game and I want to play it.
You're still trying to get the $60 out of it.
So I log in all the time, like and I go through. I'm like, I just suck at these games, these simulation games. I suck at them. So my coworker's like, hey, you should check out this guy named Sips. And Sips.
Like as
sipping a drink.
Okay.
So I go on his YouTube channel, and he's part of the Yogcast group. And I start watching his SimCity video, and in 5 videos I realized I have been playing this game totally wrong. Everything I have been doing was wrong.
Wrong from the beginning.
And I'm literally just watching him like, this is how you're supposed to play this. And I didn't know. I thought, okay, waste all your money, build everything. Wait. Oh, got more money, build some more stuff. Wait. And just watching him play is actually got me back into the game.
Is he going slow?
Copying his style, but copying the way he's doing it is making more sense into making the game more enjoyable than what I was doing before, where I was maxing out the zone with industry and all that stuff. It's actually more enjoyable now that I know how to quote unquote play it the right way, I guess. And it's a little more fun. And I've always loved stuff like that. And I think that's why I was really hoping for a lot of that. And there's still problems with the game. And one of the big things right now is, so they have the free DLC of the cars, where you can add an electric car.
Right.
Well, there's some new DLC coming out that's free.
Don't tell me.
From Crest.
Crest?
What?
Toothpaste.
So you can make toothpaste?
I guess, I don't really know. There's not a lot of information.
Toothpaste giveaway for your
rundown. I know what they're doing.
Area or something?
I know what they're doing. They're dying. They're dying for money, so they're selling these. They're putting advertisements within the game.
Yeah. So I have the Nissan car
thing. How is this a new thing, by the way?
Well, yeah, but it's still.
Well, no, but he says it like it's a new thing that they're suddenly advertising. I remember playing.
He's being sarcastic about it.
Midnight Club 2, where I drove past a billboard for Burger King and Best Buy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And that was a game that was supposed to be going 190 miles an hour around turns and shit.
But overall, I mean, it's a little annoying, I guess, to see that. I mean, a lot of stuff is getting fixed. They have a big update coming out this weekend, so it's supposedly going to fix some stuff. So it'll be interesting to see that they have all this DLC already in, but there were so many problems with it in the beginning that it should have been fixed. Not worrying about the DLC, but now that I kind of know how to play it, not like I was doing before, it's a little more enjoyable to go through and actually play it and take my time instead of big city. Big everything and let it all sit back. Now
You're trying to race to the top?
You
were trying to race to the top?
Well, not race to the top, but I thought that's how you're supposed to play it. I thought you're supposed to make these big, huge cities because that's what the box shows.
Well,
and all the YouTubers I watched were doing that, and I was like, oh, I guess that's how you play it.
Yeah, I always started small too. I mean, I started small, made a little town, let it grow a little bit, let it grow a little bit.
Yeah, so now that I understand that and making it small, like you're saying, and going one at a time, and actually like, oh, okay, I need to do this to make money and all, instead of just I'll make my money by having no taxes and all revenue.
Yeah,
it's gotten a little better, but I'm still crashing at it and sucking. But I'm really enjoying now that I know how to play it, and that's mostly been my week with that. There's been a lot of that, and I kind of got into Tekkit a little, but not like I don't understand any of that Tekkit bullshit.
Tekken?
Tekkit is Minecraft, but more advanced.
Yeah.
Like,
Tekken.
They don't just take Minecraft and then they push it up a whole nother level. You can make robots, piping, nuclear bombs, all this nuclear power plants. It's actually really complicated stuff, but it's a lot of fun.
Still looks like Minecraft though.
Well, yeah, because Minecraft is amazing. Minecraft, it's the best game ever. Anyway, so that is mostly just what I've been doing. Besides my medical stuff, literally, I've just been out this whole week. Literally, just been looking for a game where I where I can just click the button and not do nothing and just have.
That's what I do in World of Warcraft.
But yeah, well, that's why I heal. I got my voodoo, and I throw it up there. I kick my feet up, get them all nice and elevated, take my pills, and I just sit there and heal everybody. And like, oh look, I'm level 85. I'm gonna make another healer just for the fuck of it. Anyway, so that's my week.
Yep.
So last week our movie was the amazing Highlander 2. Did you guys both watch this?
Yes.
Yes, unfortunately.
What do you mean, unfortunately? This movie was amazing.
Yeah.
She couldn't have been better if it was
Oh
lower
my
budget.
God, you guys don't know. It's Highlander.
Dude, it had so much backstory that was completely unnecessary. It was Highlander 2, the Return of Vengeance or retardedness. So, first of all, there's backstory that no one actually needed. At all.
Yeah.
Like, this old fart's having flashbacks to tell us what's going to happen in the movie. We needed to see the supposed connection to power that he made, to Sean Connery's character. Then they send the two mutated retards to go and kill this all-powerful 80-year-old man who's about to die. He's been on the planet for 800 years. He's been there for 800 years, right? Been there to see the fall of the world. He's put this globe around the world because he promised some dumb bitch that the solar he would protect people from the solar radiation, right? And it's stupid. Why in God's name why would you send these guys? They're rebels. What, you don't have any clue what the government is that they're rebelling against, other than they're just some random oppressors. And I'm assuming you have to watch the first one to even figure out how they were attacked by the oppressors in the first one.
The first one has nothing to do with the second.
Okay, that's even fucking worse.
Actually, the second one is literally has nothing to do with any of the other movies.
Yeah.
No, I'm guessing because they had to give you backstory at the beginning of it for you to even know where the fuck you stood when you first started watching the damn thing.
I love Highlander 2.
I
think it's...
There's...
Highlander's got notes. Okay, so I will say that there.
Yeah, you go ahead and give the good points, and we'll beat the shit out of it with a wooden stick.
No, I'm just gonna say. Okay, so like he said, if you would have just let me die, you would have won. But of course, like most bad guys, they can't do that, and they wouldn't have a story with that. But I love Highlander 2 because I don't know. Just something about Highlander 2 has always been my favorite. I watched that TV show every week it came on. I've seen all the movies about 100 times. Something about Highlander 2, I like the futuristic of it. I don't know. I like it.
Okay, one quick note here before, because I want Lanyard to go because I've still got more ranting. I watched the TV show, and I loved the TV show. Mm-hmm. It was fantastic. While there made no sense that somehow there was 2 seasons worth of people to chop off each other's heads, since the Highlanders were supposed to be such a unique and rare people on the planet.
But did you see how many people were in the movie in Highlander 2 when they sent them all to Earth?
Right. Well, no, you know what? I'm not going to go there right now. Lanyard, I'll let you go first.
Okay.
Hit your bullet points, good man.
Highlander 2.
By Lanyard.
Starts out with some ecological disaster blamed on industry. Ooh, what a shock. Okay. Yeah, it's the ozone layer has disappeared because big bad industry has killed it. It's year 2024. And all we drive are 1935 Packards and 79 Lincolns. Hold on.
Whose phone is that?
It's mine.
Damn it, man.
I know.
Trying to be professional here.
I know. Hold on. It's probably not even
I deferred to him first. See how that backfired onto me?
Yeah, I'm just gonna let it ring. It's just Dat calling.
He's
all looking at his phone. Wait a minute, what? I'll say, okay, so it's year 2024, and all we drive are 1935 Packards and 1979 Lincolns. During the amazing scene between Porcupine Heads and the old fart, which, by the way, I thought he did better acting as an old man in that show than he did the rest of the entire show. Anyways, let's see. Oh yeah, before that, it's the future. It's the future, so let's blast Germanic opera. What the fuck? Okay.
Hey, it's the future, man.
The Pon Farr scene between MacLeod and the Scottish guy with the Mexican last name was interesting. The Pon Farr, that was pretty cool. All right, let's see. It was. I put in quotations. It was stunning and emotional. I had a tear. I cried. Okay, so some of the things they did get right about the future, though. TVs in the car. Yeah, they got that one right. TV and behind in the plane. Yep, got that one right. That was pretty good. Other than that, nope. The battle scene between the porcupine dorks and the old Highlander guy.
Cloud.
I can see the wires. I can totally see the fucking wires. Okay.
Supposed to
it was so,
get rid of disbelief
I'm
and
like,
just assume that
oh
they're
my
flying
God,
around.
I can see the wires. I'm surprised I didn't see a boom come down while they were doing that. I'm like, come on. Okay. So I put. So is that all you need to say? I don't know why I put that there. Okay. So I'm Connor. Oh. So is that? Hold on. I can't even read my notes. I was writing this in fury because I was like, oh, this is so bad.
No, you were like, this is so awesome. I can't even concentrate on my writing notes. There can only be one, Dad.
Oh, okay. So, okay, I don't know why I put. So is that all you need to say? He meets the girl, right, for the first time. She jumps in his car. They zoom around for a while. He gets out of the car, and she goes, "What's wrong with you? I don't understand," or whatever. He goes, so I said, "So is that all you need to say?" "I'm Connor McLeod from Clan McLeod, and I cannot die." Bam! You're screwing in the middle of the street. That's all you need to say. I'm going to walk down Portland Avenue, find some hot chick, and I'm just going to walk up to her and say, "My name is Lanyard Nightcutter, and I cannot die. I'm getting laid." That's all I need to do.
But you gotta remember, she was already trying to seek him out, so she probably already had a little Laney boner for him, and now she's with him.
He was old.
You know, he's like a 90-year-old man, and she's a 20-year-old chick with no boobs.
Hey,
no, she had boobs. Did you watch them
like
tunnel up?
guys.
Did you watch the tunnel scene? She has boobs. I was like, oh, boob shot, finally. I even paused it just to make sure I wasn't seeing
I saw
things.
half a boob.
I gave it 2 stars.
Tit without nipple.
I gave it 2 stars, and I was being generous.
Out of how many? 3?
Out of I don't know, 30. And then I said, "Oh, for fuck's sake, dumbest ending ever." Okay, isn't there a goddamn off switch? Just unplug the thing. Oh, I'm gonna stand in the middle of the light and destroy the whole
He couldn't
thing.
get to the off switch because there were too many people.
Terrible
Hold on.
Terrible film.
There were 2 problems. There were 2 problems with this off switch idea. One, that the power relay only could be shut off, supposedly, if you paid attention, to the satellite that was beaming this shit back to Earth. The satellite connection was what was powered, ironically. Not the shit that's shooting this gigantic beam of light out of the fucking Earth. No. The group
I think
of
Tron
McCloud
had just come out,
satellites.
and they were trying to reenact the Tron scene.
Tron, I was thinking Star Trek 1.
Looks like the same technology. Did you see the way the guy's wings popped out?
Yep.
That was straight out of some shitty Batman show.
Oh, and I love that
so
part too, where
Boing.
he goes to cut his head off with this extension cord, and the whole scene is he flies by and his head goes. It's really slow. He's kind of hovering there. Pop. Okay, and then the Batman body and wings kind of like on cables. Again, you can see cables. Kind of like
flop into a billboard.
Yeah, and it's going vertically against the wind, and just at like a mile an hour, and then it bounces against the wall a couple times. Zap, zap. I'm like, so bad.
Oh my God, dude! No,
Like,
I couldn't even understand how he cut his head off. How do you cut his head off? He's not moving at near any speed.
He's the Highlander.
His head cut off with a fucking extension cord. Half the reason I enjoyed the show was because they had to use their weapons and cut each other's heads off.
It's the future.
It wasn't like the accidental fucking rollover. That means if you fell into the fucking street and some jackass rolled over your head and cut your neck off, you were dead as a Highlander.
Right.
You absorbed your energy then.
It just goes into the sky.
Right. It didn't go into the sky on this one. No.
Because Duncan MacLeod was there. He was ready to accept it. Boom, he came back. He was young. He was banging that chick, and he was like, I am Duncan MacLeod.
You know the best scene?
Awesome.
The best scene in that entire
5
movie?
stars.
The best scene in that entire movie was actually, I admit it. The best scene in that movie was when, after they got shot up going into the whatever it is,
prison.
In the prison. After they got shot up there, the best scene was when they got up and were comparing damage to each other.
Thank you.
That was the best
Great scene
I like that was good, and why? Because it was all Sean Connery. Now, the dumbest scene for Sean Connery was when the fan, out of nowhere, this slowly rotating fan is dropping down on their heads. Oh my God, what are we going to do? And then he has some prophetic, stupid saying, and he holds back the fan, and the door pops open.
Oh, wow. Did he go Cosby on us there for a second? He's holding back the fan.
Right, and the door pops open. The other two run out. The fan, he lowers his hand. It sits there for a minute. He couldn't get out the fucking door, and he stands there and goes, ah!
Look, when you take all your energy and you use it for one major event, you can do amazing things, like hold fans and open doors.
Dude, he held a fan that was moving so slow, it was indicative of what we ended up seeing in Austin Powers in the steamroller scene. Oh, boo, we're going to run you over.
Look,
it was spinning so slow, he could have put his finger up there and crawled over the fucking fan.
The deeper meaning behind the movie is talking about...
You called me back from death. You called him back from... Apparently he had died. He had accepted wherever in the future, by the way, they sent him. Okay, even though these guys have hovercrafts and fucking jetpacks and are living in a fucking desert in the
and they have to use swords.
Teleportation into the future shit. Okay, but you go and it's spinning so fucking slow that this massive power that you've been able to create by being alive for so long and honing your skills is I can hold a fan. I can
open the door. You can't do that. I want to see you do that. It's about understanding life and harnessing all that knowledge and power to help your loved ones.
I thought you were gonna quote it. I could have swore you were gonna quote it for me. Come on, quote it for me, Kevin.
I'm not gonna
because he says it twice in the movie.
Does he? Oh, he does say it.
Yeah, because at the very end where you had the pretty scene of the sky and.
Look, if I don't pick a good crazy movie, what would there be? It would be like last week. It'd be with the Thunder movie, which was a great movie, but that was it. It was so good that it was just like, man, if you can't have a movie to complain about, what's the use of? You can't wait the next time I pick the movie. I already got some good ones already lined up.
3 weeks away.
Oh, you know what? With the help of one of my constant viewers, Jay, he helped me link to a site that will help me pick up every movie from here on out.
No.
Every movie. Yes, I've got to set up a small spreadsheet to cross-reference the ones that are available on Netflix streaming. But it is guaranteed to send us into a hot fury.
All I have to do is go to my parents' video wall and just pick any fucking video off of there.
Highlander 2 is number 3 on the worst movies list ever at list25.com.
Yeah,
what's 1 and 2?
Website called List25. Like, I'm really gonna believe them. I'll tell you what, it's number 1 on my site of the best movie ever. That's all you need. And you don't see no 25 in mine.
Hold on. Where's I know it was on IMDb's list too. I wish I could remember where that was. Because IMDb has a great list of the bottom 100 movies voted by users.
Well, some users really don't know good movies when they see them, like Highlander 2.
Well, that's fine. So when we're watching Santa Claus vs. Satan, you'll know.
Is that what we're watching next week?
No,
I don't know. I don't get a pick.
Oh, it's Lander. What are we watching next week, Lander?
I forgot to pick the movie. Shit.
We'll come back to that.
Indeed. No, there was just so many creepingly bad sections of that movie. It wasn't even funny. Like, okay, the whole car thing. You know, we've been ripping off old cars and trying to make them look new forever. They did it with a few. They did it even in horrible movies like The Demolition Man, which is, by the way, one of my guilty pleasures.
I can love The Demolition Man.
The Demolition Man is only good so far as it's so bad you have to enjoy it.
What?
He eats that rat burger. Dennis Leary's in the movie for nothing more than playing this guy's, anarchistic son. Anyway, back to Highlanders, the terribleness of Highlander. Like, okay, so this guy's super powerful. He's got 2 guys who not only warp into the future thanks to his magical powers, because they didn't go into this throne room where they were when the Highlanders got sentenced. No, that couldn't be used. Now we're just warping into the future for any fucking reason whatsoever from anywhere in this massive cave. Okay? But he couldn't somehow drive to where McLeod lives. He couldn't fly. He couldn't float. He had to get a taxi cab.
He's not magical. He just got sent back in time. Like the Terminator.
Okay, how about this? How about how the fuck do you get a train in a tunnel to go over 1,000
400
miles
an hour.
Look,
it was at
knows
almost
technology.
1,000 by the time he got there. Like he's just
And
like,
then it hit the wall and just kind
you
of
ever want to? Yeah, you want to drive a train, kid? Oh yeah, you're cute. And he just goes in and does it. Are you serious? You've got to be fucking with me, right?
I love this movie.
And the best part is, how the fuck do you get it to that speed? How do you disengage all the safety switches that apparently don't exist in the future because safety's stupid, and just blow through a wall? And people are going so fast that somehow, and how about the plastic baby? Did you notice all the bodies piling up? At one point, there was a plastic infant that slams into the wall.
I was enjoying the explosions.
When the director thought of this scene, when the producer, when the writer thought of this scene, how did that even make sense? This will go over well with the ladies in the audience.
It's not for the ladies. It's for the men who love good movies.
It's for some drunk who got lost and ended up in the theater. I couldn't know. It's just like I'm trying to figure out how this was ever anywhere near a blockbuster movie, or how this, like Highlander is by so many is considered to be such a great series. How this ended up getting stuck in there. Even the I want to look up the director just to find out if he ever got work after that tour. Because it was just that bad. And how is it you've got this globe that completely encompasses the Earth?
Satellites,
all covered
man.
in satellites. Okay, satellites are all in space. But somehow he can climb a fucking mountain that looks like a hill in my backyard to look outside and go,
it was pretty low. It was pretty low.
I thought, you know what?
I thought they were gonna when he said you have to go above it. The only thing I thought of was, okay, so maybe what's that mountain over in the Himalayas? You know, that would be the only thing that Everest. The only thing I could think of is maybe he had to go to Everest. But the one he said, oh, it's just around the corner.
Yeah.
How low is this shield? I'm sorry for all the birds. And then he's flying on a DC-9. A DC freaking 3. I'm sorry, not even a 9. I'm like, wow, futuristic. You know, I was like, okay. Anyway.
Oh. Yeah, I was expecting some Thunderbirds, like, held on hooks type of play.
Yeah, right,
you know,
exactly.
Turbulence, shake your arms, dude.
Right, exactly.
You know, but it was, oh my God, it was, like, I wanted to like the movie because normally I like anything Sean Connery does, or I at least attempt to. There are some big misses in his career that I can't stand dealing with, but that movie was just like, are you fucking serious? I couldn't deal with the opera opening where he's just, Grandpa, tell us another story, and having flashbacks and shit. And I don't know how the opera, because I don't understand anything sung in operas, because I don't speak French or whatever the fuck language that was in.
German.
And no, it was okay. So we're sure it was German. Okay, fine. I'll go with that. I don't understand German either. And the last time I needed to understand German was in history class, and we got to read the English version of what the German said anyway. Okay. So he's watching this opera that none of us can understand. Thank God they don't put subtitles in the part we might have wanted to listen to, or even understand why he's having this flashback. You just hear, remember, Highlander, remember, blah, blah. And suddenly he's there. And how is it he seems to age so much faster in this section of time, although he's been around for 300, what was it? They sent him back in like 1805. So from 1805 to 3033, this guy, he just magically ages just like everybody else in that last span of time.
Well, he was alive for a long time.
He was around for a while.
Yeah, he was around for, I don't know, 12 centuries.
Ah, here it is.
Or more.
I found our movie next week.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, you guys ready?
You guys seem to hate my movie choice, which I thought was amazing. I'm going to pick a good one next time.
Kevin, I think we pretty much gave our highlights. What's your highlights?
Give us the lowlights.
I love the movie. I mean, what more do you want me to say? I love it. I enjoy it. I sit back, I watch it, and I'm like, yes. It is the one movie that's just, I know it's stupid and retarded and all that, but I just love that goofiness of the movie.
You know, and I should, or I would like to be able to appreciate some of this stuff.
I don't see a thing wrong with it. I think it could be better. They need to make another one exactly like it, and it'd be just as good.
Right. Uh-huh.
And maybe they could have Keanu Reeves and Liz Taylor. Or whatever.
Maybe.
There you go. I don't know.
Be cool, too.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, so I've got 2 movies that I can't decide between.
Okay.
So I need your help.
All right,
one of them is called The Andromeda Strain.
That was a good book.
When a satellite crashes in New Mexico, it unleashes a deadly alien virus that kills all but 2 residents of a small town.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
I can watch it again, but
no, that's fine.
It's not good enough to make me rage. I want more crap movies.
You want more crap movies?
Oh yes.
Oh, well, I was okay.
Because think about it, like Kevin said, if we had a bunch of movies that we watched that were really like the traditional, like I'm a big Cheech and Chong fan, so if we watch Cheech and Chong, then Up in Smoke is,
right
but it's an iconic movie. I don't want to talk about iconic movies.
I didn't like.
We can't afford to go and see new releases, right?
No.
So
I'm gonna go see. I'm gonna see Oblivion tomorrow.
Let's do what everyone else dies
too.
to.
You're gonna
go see Oblivion tomorrow?
I want to see it.
Oh, you want to see it?
I can't go.
Well, if you pay, I'll go with you.
We can go on a date?
Yeah, we can go out on a date.
God.
Oh,
just remember not to eat out of his
jealous, Dad.
But
you could have moved out here a long time ago.
This time, though, in case the movie really sucks, I'll sit in a different row.
So you can escape.
Well, my other movie choice was the fantabulous 1968, a shapely 41st century space traveler dispatched to find a missing scientist discovers the joys of celestial sex and experiences kinky misadventures.
Oh my God, that sounds like awesome. Wait, what was that called? Hold on, I'm adding that to my queue now.
That one's called Barbarella.
Oh, okay.
Not
yeah, I
Barbed
was
Wire.
talking about that one. Although that's under the cult listings, by the way.
Yep.
If anybody's wondering.
Oh, 1968. Are you sure this is not a porn?
It's not a porn.
It's not. It has all the entrappings of a great porn, but it does not. It is not oddly enough porn.
It is Jane Fonda. And last week I had said we should watch Buck Rogers after that, and I was wrong. That wasn't the movie I was thinking of. I was thinking we should watch Barbarella, then Flash Gordon, because it's essentially the same. Like
Flash.
I love that song. I can watch that video over.
Oh shit! I started the movie. No, I don't want to start the movie.
Okay, so Barbarella then. We'll watch a classic film. I don't think we're gonna have. I love the film myself. I'm not gonna say it's like superb, but I actually love the film. It's got some slow moments in it, but yeah. So Barbarella, ladies and gentlemen, watch Barbarella, and then if you watch us live on the Twitch channel, then you can
have your input on
feedback on it.
Yeah.
There you go. Now it's added to my queue. Well, no, I keep like I was talking to some of our fans earlier, some of the people that watched me earlier when I live stream. If we actually watched movies that didn't suck, then we couldn't have the great conversations like we talk about wanting for Mystery Theater.
Right. We'd be just. That was a great film. Yeah, I love the film. It was a great film. Okay, that was good.
Yes. Indeed. 2 thumbs up and a penis.
That's right.
Give
5 stars for. We're talking about how great Highlander 2 is, right?
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's so great. I'd use 3 pieces of toilet paper to wipe it off my ass.
Oh, you guys are so wrong.
I tell you what, Kevin. I will give you this. It is better than Sand Sharks.
I don't know.
Shut up, Dad.
Come on, man.
Okay, we're moving on. We're not going to talk about how
if there were boobs and Sand Sharks, I might have liked it more. Oh, hold on. There's something else for you. In this futuristic society, this amazing do-gooder, this guy's been around for 12 centuries, saving the Earth, fighting in every major battles, driving down the street at 900 years old, looks over and sees a dude raping a chick, ripping her top off, and he's like, huh.
You can't save everybody, Dad. You know, sometimes you just got to choose your battles.
Yeah.
And when you're
his battle outside, standing outside of his car. Hey, how about some money for the oxygen machine, man? Why do you need an oxygen machine?
Because there's no air. They covered up.
There's a big fucking bowl that's covering the Earth, holding in the ozone, holding in the air.
I think that was Winger. I think that was Winger that was trying to mug him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I will say the one thing that I
or
do
Scorpions. It was either Scorpion. No, it wasn't Scorpions because they're German, so they would have an accent there. But I think it was Winger.
I will say the only thing that I find little is you put a thing around to protect the earth because of all the pollution, but you still drive cars and smoke.
At $55 a gallon, by the way.
At $55 a gallon. Yes.
I heard that.
Why isn't there those two? You should have come up with better technology instead of wasting money on gas.
They did.
Well,
they
did.
made 1935
a big
Packers
fucking globe that somehow magically covers the earth, but they can't.
They spent all the money on that. They spent all the money on that, man. That was it.
There's got.
Oh, dude, look at all. Did you see all the different little energy converters?
Electric cars.
You know, they could
all
have
the energy converters on the trunks.
They could have talked to Lou and got the solar flare energy.
Oh.
Combine the two together, you see.
Okay, Dad, it's like him choosing to drive past the guys that are raping the girl. Yes, that was bad, but he's an older gentleman. He cannot save that woman because she's already put herself in the situation.
But he can kick Porcupine's ass.
Yeah, but he was forced into that fight. He didn't go looking for Porcupine.
How about when he gets assaulted by the fat chick? You ruined my life. Did you even think about what you were doing before you put that damn shield on?
That fat girl would be dead if it wasn't for him. They should be thankful, and he should be getting free food at these restaurants, not living in some... when he comes in, they should be like, thank you for saving us. Yes, it sucks, but it's that or all burnt up and dead.
And thankfully, they made that set that they were recording on excessively hot, so that fat girl could not only be vicious and mean, but all sweaty and just gross.
But it does come back to my favorite thing about some of these kind of shitty B movies. It's always the one guy about money. Sand sharks. We gotta keep having this for the money. We gotta keep the dome up for the money.
Well, and based on the time frame we're talking about, movies that came out around the same time as something like Total Recall. And some of the movies that we consider to be classics. There's always going to be a goose egg in the middle of the group.
Yeah,
Blind Fury.
I mean, that's a given. And I remember around this, even Total Recall, it did not age well. I mean, if we went back and looked at it, it probably looks. I know it
some
looks
of those
like
movies
shit.
I don't want to go back and watch because I love my memory of them.
Yeah, I just have to watch them with the memory of. I watched Total Recall, the original, at the drive-in, and it was a double feature. And the first movie was Blind Fury.
Yeah.
Which was about a kung fu master that was blind. Yes, and I don't remember much anymore about that because I was at the drive-in with the lady. Although I do remember Total Recall because I was like, okay, now the movie's on.
Here you go. Blind Fury with Rutger Hauer. A blind Vietnam vet trained as a sword fighter comes to America and helps rescue the son of a fellow soldier.
Yes. Sounds good to me. Let's watch it.
No.
Oh, God, sounds like shit. Rutger Hauer.
It was not very good.
No. Look, I will say I like some pretty shitty movies, but I will say my Netflix was ruined.
Oh, I know.
By my last roommate because he loved shitty B werewolf movies. So I would log in like, do you want to watch Werewolf versus Godzilla 3D? No.
Yeah, well, mine's...
Then on top of it, I used to let my niece use it, and she loves anime, so it would be a mixture between shitty werewolf movies with anime movies at the same time.
Werewolf versus Pikachu. Yeah.
No, Pikachu would win because he's the best.
Pikachu! Anyways, the
sneezing superhero.
My Netflix selection or suggestions are slowly going to crap. I'm like, no, I don't want to watch that. It's like, well, you watched such and such. It wasn't by choice.
When I was listening to Film Sack, they were talking about how theirs has gone so crazy because they're watching all the crazy movies for that podcast, and it's just
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm having trouble finding an actual director. This movie, Highlander 2 had 2 line producers, a co-producer, executive producer, 3 line producers, 3 additional producers, an associate producer, another producer, another associate. There's no director listed. Who? What the hell? Like that, maybe that's why it was such a shit movie. You have 15 people producing.
Nobody.
Let's get off of
directing.
this awesome movie and go on. So next week we're going to watch Barbarella. And I'll put a link to that on the Facebook group. This week's topic, Dad sent me a thing he wanted to talk about. It's called the Ouya, whatever.
Ouya.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm looking
yeah.
at this thing. I don't know if you guys looked at the list or anything like that. I'm going through the list of the games here. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff on here, but a lot of it's just, I don't know, man. It's like, I understand it's cool that it's $100 and it's
About the size of a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, yeah, and and I think that's cool. I mean, it just shows you how technology is moving to a point now where, I mean, if you look at like what the iPhone does, it's a camera, it's a phone. It's everything. It's video. The thing's getting so small and so powerful now.
But yet we still can't get to the moon.
We don't go to the moon anymore because Transformers told us to stay away from the moon.
Oh, is that what it was?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
You see the dark side of the moon? That's why we don't go to the moon anymore.
Yet another one of my guilty pleasure movies.
Hell yeah. But,
I just like the chicks.
They have said that, the iPhone has more power than what they use to send shit to space. But it is cool to see how things are getting smaller and smaller now, and running just as good. I was looking at the game list, and some of the games are like, meh, they're okay looking. A lot of, there was Space Racer. I mean, a lot of these games look good, but they're also kind of like, I don't know, cheesy games. And I think it'd be one of those things that's like, oh, what kind of system do you got? Oh, I got the Ouya thing. Oh, can you play the new Modern Warfare? Whatever the new... No, I can't. Oh.
Well, I like this for what they offer as an opportunity. It gives people access to games that PC gamers have, like that are indie quality games. But it's also open source. So you're able to play games. Say that you were to procure off of the internet in the form of some random ROM. You could actually upload it to it and be able to play the old school games. That part is cool. The fact that it's also supposed to be interactive with, being able to get TV shows, thousands of TV shows they're expecting it to do.
I'm always leery about that because I remember when you first could start getting movies on the internet. We've got 5,000 movies choices, and then you go there, and it's like it's the worst freaking films you'd ever watch, or they're all foreign films, and they're not only foreign films, but they're the worst of the foreign films.
Well, and that's what, like Netflix. Netflix is great, but it has a lot of shitty movies on it.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is just, is companies fighting for money. We need this kind of money from you. And then on top of it, it's also your cable providers blocking stream, making it shitty, and not wanting to give stuff. We saw this with Steam, where everybody loved Steam so much, and people wanted that EA came out with Origin. I fucking hate that I have to load anything up on Origin. I got Steam. I wanted to work on Steam. I don't want to load 20 different launchers just to play games.
Yeah, I got 5.
Well, yeah. So I mean, I guess for you to say as a developer is like, oh, you should buy our system because you can play Mario Brothers. You know what? I don't want to play Mario Brothers. I don't want to. I mean, yes, it's $100. It's not a lot of money, but I think telling me that I'm going to be able to play retro games just isn't good enough to make me want to buy your system.
Right.
I mean, I watched some videos because it's already out, and the interface is not bad looking. It's pretty simple, right to the point, and I mean, it's good. But I'm not really impressed enough to be this nostalgia. Oh, I want to be able to play Joust. Well, I think I can play it. I love Joust too.
Well, look at it from this perspective. You've got kids. You don't want to spend an ass ton of money.
You play it in WoW too.
Yeah, I know. I love that level.
I was like, oh my god, I can't control this shit. It's like Joust. Oh, I get it.
But if you're talking about something that's an indie game type of deal, where it's cheaper. The developers are pretty much throwing the opportunity for the games to the developers of Ouya. They're pretty much begging, can we throw this shit on here?
Yeah.
And these are people that are developing little things, games that maybe they don't have enough money to push out to someone like Steam.
Snuggle Truck.
Well, Even that probably costs
yeah,
more
but
than
Steam is so open to a lot of these indie games that it's like with the green light system that they implemented, where the community decides if they want to be on Steam or not.
Yeah. But I mean, I can't recall because they've got something like 2,000 different games on the list.
I just posted it into the chat of all the list of the games.
No, I'm scrolling through it trying to figure out if any of them stuck with me.
Yeah,
because
and
I literally started at the top of the list, and some of them were terrible. Some of them were Pong ripoffs.
Yeah.
There was one that I found that there was a guy, he was trying. It was basically you were supposed to navigate your way through through these puzzles on two sides, with one with each thumb control. Are you shitting me? Like, I can't imagine even. Like, I'm going through a maze with my controller. Left, up, shit, fuck. I mean, I have the dexterity to play a first-person shooter.
That would be kind of hard.
Yes, it would be, but it looks like Atari took a shit on it.
Well, it reminds me of, okay, so at my work, we got an arcade machine, and my boss was like, oh, we're going to get this arcade machine, and I was like, oh, okay, and my boss, at the time, I pretty smart, I was like, oh, are you going to RAM it up? Download all these RAMs, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we got like all." He's naming off all these games that we're getting. I was like, "Oh my god, this thing is gonna be pretty cool." It's basically just a computer with a fucking arcade thing attached to it.
Yeah, it's an arcade ROM.
Yeah, we get it. It's got like 20 fucking versions of Miss Pac-Man, where it's like stupid Miss Pac-Man, where it's like I'm Pac-Man backwards, or the Ghost Star trucks, or it's like these 20 different versions of Pac-Man that are just dumb.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I had Civ 4, I think, had an expansion pack or a big pack that you could get Civ 4 on, right? And it had all these different types of civilization on it. I was like, oh, cool. It's got space civilization. Well, it was the same Civ game, but it was the same Civ game, but
reskinned.
It was.
Yeah.
I'm like, I spent money for this.
Yeah, I mean, it's. And he has some good games. There's it's like I told him when he first put it out there, and I looked at him, I go, what the fuck is this? He's like, this is what we got. I'm like, why don't you go download these other games and see if you can put them in yourself or find out? And he's like, oh, I don't know how to do that. And I was like, I'll fucking do it. I will get rid of all these 20 different versions of Pac-Man, which crashes the arcade all the time. It's funny because I'll be back there and I'll hear wah, 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 and I'm like, oh, god damn it, I have to go over there, unplug the fucking thing because there's no way to reset the thing, and then wait, start it back up, and then hope that it doesn't get stuck on the Pac-Man loading or the knockoff of Pac-Man's loading screen with the wah, wah, with a shitty version of a wah, wah, too. And it's just like, come on. So I like and I will say, like, for indie games, and I think that's good that if people have a way to put their game out there so people can play, that's great. And I will notice, I have noticed that since Minecraft, I do pay attention to a little more indie games and then play a little more indie games. And I think that's all because of Minecraft getting involved with some of the indie games that are out there. And there are some amazing indie games out there that are just great that people don't know about, or they just look past because, oh, I've never heard of them. It's not a COD, or it's not a Blops, or whatever. So there's a lot of good indie games that people can get it out there. But I think the problem is you're innovative. Like, go to this list. There's a lot of shit games on here. You know.
Well, and not all of them were approved. Some of them looked interesting. I don't know, man. On one side, I really want to say it sounds like a great idea. On the other side, I just want to say, what the fuck were they thinking?
Yeah.
But with so many set-top boxes coming out now, it used to be everybody had a DVD player or everybody had PS2 or whatever. Now these set-top boxes are getting things like the streaming boxes that connect to your Wi-Fi and let you watch movies and listen to music from like Pandora and Netflix and Hulu and shit. And the fact that a set-top box is now going to the point, even if they are minor and minute games at best, currently, they can't always expand further. It runs off an NVIDIA engine, so there's the possibility to go towards 3D games, however minimal they may be. And even though this one sounds kind of, there's other things that are supplements like this one called OnLive.
Yeah.
That allow you to play bigger games.
I think you stream them. I think it's all cloud OnLive, right?
Yeah. Yeah, OnLive is a cloud-based service.
Yeah, I remember when that came out.
For the better portion, I would presume because of the limited memory that this thing has, it's going to be the same type of deal. You're never obligated to keep any of the games. Mm-hmm. Plus, it ends up being like buying apps on your phone with something this small currently.
I will give OnLive a better review than this Ouya thing, whatever it's called, because unlike OnLive, since it's all based streaming, you're not having to worry about, oh, well, fuck, I bought the original, now I'm screwed because the new version has updated graphics and can play better games, and now I'm stuck with the original. On live gaming, from at least I look at the website and I remember right, it's all streaming, so it's like it's got I'm seeing like a bunch
Witcher
of decent
3 and shit like that.
Yeah, different games in the background that like, oh, that looks cool. Because it's all streaming and it's coming to you, and you don't actually have to own any of that stuff.
Yeah, as long as you have a decent internet connection.
Yeah, and it's internet is so cheap now. I mean, it's not cheap, but it's getting so reliable that the companies are starting to push it up. Like I got an email from Comcast saying, oh, we're going to increase your speeds. I mean, internet's getting to that point now where the reliability is pretty decent.
Yeah.
Unless you now, I say that living in a city.
Yeah.
Now, Dad.
Hey, I live in the sticks, and I still have reliable internet speed. I pay for 30 down, 5 and 4 up, and I traditionally get 55 down and 5 up. So, it's not
terrible. But you have a higher
terrible.
chance of losing your internet because of weather.
Well, so do we. So do we. I mean, we live.
Yeah, there was in the summertime we always have a chance to lose, like our
storm or whatever.
Yeah. But I don't know. The internet's getting to the point now that the online would make more sense to me because it looks like the games are a little more high end, and that box thing is great. It's a cool idea, but I think we're not. I think if this was back in Nintendo days, I think a lot of people want that console Nintendo. And I'm just like, I have an Xbox, but I don't ever play it. I do everything on my PC. It's just so much better.
We're talking about non-PC players here. I mean, if you were to, have something that maybe younger nieces or nephews could play at your mom's house, or your mom wants to be able to watch Hulu on her TV, but doesn't want to have to buy a computer. She gets this. Little,
But
device.
Isn't that what everybody got the Wii for, or the Wii? Because that's really what the Wii kind of was.
Well, the Wii was a portal, but the Opera browser sucked balls, and everybody knows it.
Yeah.
I don't care how bad you try to force that down somebody's throat. Opera sucks.
Yeah.
But it's. I think in the realm of something you would buy for a family member, say grandparent, or you wanted to buy something for the kids. It was small enough they could go and take wherever they go to, or somebody who, like I said, wanted to get something like a streaming box, but didn't want just a streaming box. The apps that are currently available for it and the games that are currently available aren't permanent.
Yes, I didn't find a list of apps on there. I only found the games.
Yeah, it's set to be built around the idea of gaming because, let's face it, gamers have a dependence or a need to help indie gamers as part of our own, independent mission. But when it comes to the other things, the ability to be streaming the online television shows, and they're talking about integrating, having the tuner set so that you could basically use the internet to connect to your Wi-Fi and then be able to stream, TV shows from anywhere. For $100, that's not bad for a starter set top. While it's not going to blow out any other gaming system currently, if you didn't have a PC at the house and wanted that option, or had internet, didn't want to pay for cable, this would be a reasonable, cost-effective item. And the games aren't much worse than the flash-based crap that you get off of, your current TVs or your current, portable devices as it is. It's just that the developers for most of the games that you see are doing pixel-based games because they think going super retro is the way to go.
Which for me is not. When I play Dead Space, I love the detail and everything they put into it. Even as goofy as SimCity is, when you zoom into the towns and you can see just how perfect, and you can see people walking around, going in and out of the shops, people jumping in their car and driving away. I guess, as somebody who grew up with all that stuff, like all of us did, playing those retro games, I love what's already coming now. And I don't want to look back and go be hipster about
it. That's not entirely true, because you do play a lot of indie games that are very basic. And that's where that niche comes from, is the idea that you want to play a pixel-based game, or, ish game.
But if it's got good, a good story is what makes it for me.
Well, thinking about the other things that it does, we most of us have indulged ourselves in a ROM or two on our computers. You get in the mood for uploading a ROM to it, and suddenly you're playing, the original Mario Brothers. There are some games on there that are basically knockoffs of original titles. I don't know why, because Nintendo pretty much doesn't have copyright on half the shit they gave us in the 80s. So
yeah. But you can also, if you go to a Chrome, you go into their app store, you can play a lot of that stuff just from the, like I loaded up a app that was allowing me to play the original Mario.
Right.
And I could just do that from my browser.
Well, once again, we're presuming either limited or no computer usage.
Exactly.
So
I mean, the idea behind it is good. I like the idea that it is small and portable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Lanyard. Sorry.
The ambidextrous control pad's kind of cool.
I wish I could change that out. The only controller I really like is the Xbox controller. I think it's one of the better, at least for me. My big old fucking hands. The Xbox controller is great.
You do have some monkey paws, although so do I. Yours are just chubbier than mine. Mine just...
Best controller out there is a mouse and a keypad. End of story.
Yeah. It is. And you know what? I literally, when I was playing Dead Space, I loaded up my controller. I was like, oh, I'm going to play this with my controller. I found that I wasn't as accurate. I'm having to move around more to get that perfect setting. But yeah, the mouse and keyboard, I think, is the best.
Yeah. Definitely, I've tried to do it the other direction, and yeah. But as Mazur says, it all comes down to what the content they end up releasing. Mazer?
That's my buddy. That's my buddy Chris. I say hello to Mazer. He's the guy. He's the guy that.
I said hello to him the other night. He subbed to me, and I was like, "Oh, thanks for joining me again, there, Space Coat."
Yeah, he's the guy that watched all of our episodes or listened to all of our episodes back to back to catch up to this week. So yeah, so now.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
God bless.
Yeah.
I will say it is about content.
Like
if you don't have decent content or decent games, and don't tempt me with, oh, we're going to be releasing Final Fantasy 3 maybe onto our system. That's it's like when the DS 3DS came out, it didn't have shit with it. It was like it had a terrible launch. It wasn't until later that they came out with stuff.
DS3, DS
3DS.
3DS.
Yeah.
3D. I was like, what the hell is the DS3?
Yeah.
The DS that's been reinvented 1,500 times. Then
that's the little
handheld.
Oh, okay, yeah. See, the last thing I even remember those was the what was the first one the little Nintendo came out with? Had the little
Game Boy.
Yeah, Game Boy. Game Boy was the last thing I was ever interested in when those, and I was like, who would want to play on a shitty little tiny screen like this? And I'm never since.
Yeah.
Ever since then, I know they've gotten crazy now, but I mean, I just can't play. No.
You can watch Netflix on them now and shit.
Sure, yeah.
My wife and I played endless hours of Pokemon.
What are you doing? I'm watching TV.
On Nintendo Color.
Yeah, that's about the only thing I use my DS for is Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, then there was it's Divergent, but whatever. When I had my first DS, my Nintendo DS, I bought two. I bought one for myself, and I think I ended up buying one for Pseudo at some point or another. And the biggest problem I had was when I bought her Nintendogs. Anybody remember that phenomenon? Yes.
Nintendo Horse, Nintendo Cats.
Yes. Nintendogs specifically. Nintendo Cats. I didn't even understand that one because cats don't even want you to bother them.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Now you have a virtual game where they don't want you bothering.
Yes. I want to be virtually ignored. It's called marriage. But no, she would play Nintendogs, and she you draw the little outline of where you want to go on the walk, and you'd walk with your dog, you'd pick up poop or whatever, you'd walk by the park and chase whatever. And then I came home one day, and the dog's just sitting there. My real dog, not the one in the game. My real dog sitting at the door, help, help. She hadn't been outside all day, and I go, honey, can you please take the dog for the walk? I just got home. I'm walking my Nintendo. I just got off the road. I need to take a piss. I'd like to change clothes. but I'm walking my Nintendo. Honey, it's a video game. I assure you, by the time it gets to the other end, you'll be back in the apartment.
Yeah.
There's always pause.
Take it with you and just look up every so often to make sure you don't trip over something.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I see a opportunity for it. I don't see a huge one, although the price point really, at the amount of crap that randomly comes out that people, as far as electronics goes, throw $100 at it. That's
price is amazing. I think it's good. I mean, I spent like almost $800 on this, and I really don't play a lot of games on. $100, no big deal. I think it was a decent price. If it was any more, I think you're asking too much.
$800 could have bought you a new computer.
Yeah, but I needed an iPhone 5.
Well, think about this, Leonard. If you were an open road trucker, you'd have to have either a laptop or some type of random TV screen in your.
I did have a laptop. I'm sorry, I'm all tangled up here. I did have a laptop. I had a laptop, and I had this 20-inch monitor, and I had my mouse, my keyboard, and I had a better phone than this POS. But that was because I was on the road all the time. I needed that.
Well, if you didn't say have the laptop though, but you had one of your TVs in there, you had most of them. I know my uncles as truckers always had VHS tapes and shit.
A lot of people would carry their Xbox or their Nintendos or whatever with them. Yeah.
This would be a cheap way for you to jack into the local truck stops, Wi-Fi, and utilize Hulu or play some, cheap games.
I think it's a great idea. I think it's good. I don't like being. It's not that it's doing anything. I like the idea. I think it's a good idea. I think the price is amazing. I think I'll just wait till maybe the third or next generation where they've improved whatever's wrong with this one.
In fact, if I didn't have my laptop, there's a certain somebody that wouldn't have never known about WoW, or at least never got into it as much.
Who?
Mazer, the guy that's following us now.
Oh, I was just like, what are you talking about? We all played WoW before we met you.
No, yeah.
Matter of fact, I met you at a WoW meetup.
Yeah, I know.
What about you, Kev? Master Brown said that he's got a 3DS and he doesn't use the 3D effects.
Oh no, I have it turned off.
Eyes. You have it turned off too?
Well, you know what? I literally just went and had an eye exam the other day, and I have astigmatism in my eyes, so 3D actually really fucks with my eyes, and so I literally have it off. I find it annoying. I've hated 3D my entire life. The only 3D movie I've ever there are two movies that I've seen in my entire life purposely in 3D: Jaws 3D and Tron Legacy 3D. Those are the only ones I went out of my way to pay money for to see in 3D. Anything else, it's because it was like I went and saw The Dark Side of the Moon, the Transformer movies, and the only showing they had left was in 3D. Other than that, 3D gives me headaches.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
I've tried seeing 3D movies because I keep thinking sometime they're actually going to be cool.
Nope.
But I try to tell some people that the 3D now is not what 3D was when we were kids.
No.
Or at least our generation. When we went to the movies, we were expecting stuff to go blah and jump out at you. Now it's about field of perception. So you're seeing deeper in to the view. Occasionally you'll get some retarded sparkles. But we've seen
jellyfish.
Probably we've seen about 5 or 6 movies in 3D. Each time I'm hoping it's better than the last time. And
they're all coming out in 3D now. Every movie comes out in 3D.
The only thing with 3D is they have to throw in that movement. And the only movie that I'd ever wanted to see in 3D, I never got a chance, was My Bloody Valentine, because I think they used a lot of the crazy throwing shit at the screen type stuff. Everything else after that, 3D, anything, it's like I don't want to see in 3D. Yeah. My eyes hurt. And then usually when you take off your glasses, the movie is like 95% not in 3D, except because the parts where everything's jumping out.
Right.
Well, the wife is begging me to go see Iron Man 3, I think it is, or the Netflix.
I won't see that in 3D, but I'll go see it.
That's going out on the 3rd.
Yep.
Yeah, the nephew's birthday's next month, so we're thinking about taking him out to see that one.
Awesome.
Eddie, you guys said you were thinking about seeing Oblivion?
Yep, gonna go see Oblivion probably tomorrow. I'm also gonna be picking up a box and some foam for my mic. I'm gonna go down to
Thank God.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down to Guitar Center and buy some of that foam shit. And then I saw.
Careful, that's just expensive.
I'm not gonna buy a lot of it. I'm just gonna buy enough to make a little box, and then just stuff my mic in there. And then Iron Man 3 on the 3rd, and of course Star Trek 2 on the 17th.
Have they announced who the bad guy is in that yet?
No, and they're not going to, Kevin.
Khan!
I don't think it's Kong. I think that's
gotta be Khan.
Nah.
I want it to be Khan so fucking bad.
I think everybody wants it to be Kong.
Yeah. Knowing JJ, he'll make it Khan, but he'll put a hood over his head.
I'm not sure how long we've been going for.
About an hour and a half.
We're an hour 30.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's time to.
So let's go ahead and wrap it up. We'll go ahead and wrap it up here and say, don't forget to like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, leave us your comments, follow us on Twitter. We love communicating with people when you can, and definitely come back and watch us again next week. And you can go to the Facebook group page, facebook.com, name and progress, blah, blah, whatever it is. I can't remember. It's on there.
Yeah.
Anyways, any last words from you two?
No, I'm going to, like I said, we go sell these movies, and I'm probably going to see if I can get some more MA3 in. But other than that, that's all I got going on this week, and that's my final words.
I'm pretty much sticking to my normal. I've got more SWTOR after dinner tonight, then BF3, then I don't know. It's one of the 3 games. I really want to live stream one of my indie games, but that always worries me a bit. So just
more
because
Oregon Trail, more Oregon Trail.
More Oregon Trail.
That's right.
You say it so fast, you're like Oregon Trail, Oregon Trail.
No, not Oregon.
You know what? I would do Oregon Trail. But I gotta play it without the music.
That music is great.
Horrible.
And I'm not even being trolly. I really did like it. Yeah. Anyways,
it's
I'm
very nostalgic.
Take some more pills.
Oh my god.
And go lay down and put my feet up. And I guess that's the show, everybody. Have a nice day in Akamagash.
Ciao.
I'm out of here. You're watching White Sword TV.